Let me share this to my Facebook feed. Baby, they been up all night talking that video. Let me start. Where's the Google Drive at? Before y'all start coming on here, I want to remind y'all that episode 5 is out on the live. Episode 5 is out of Surviving the Rainbow. And y'all need to go and watch that thing. You feel me? Now I see 8 of y'all on here. Y'all go ahead and click that thumbs up button. If you ain't just on here being monitoring spirits, because it's a lot of monitoring spirits. I noticed that, this in this calling, in this life, this wholeness journey, I have been called, we have been called to be to occupy a space where a lot of monitoring spirits, a lot of y'all just don't know what to do but to stand there and watch, just stand there and watch, you don't, you're afraid to engage because it's so non-traditional, and I get that. And what I'm learning, as I continue to just grow as a person, to grow as a human being, um, you don't get nowhere by being fake, you know. Even when you're saying things like that are contrary, because I think what a lot of people want from me is for me to be a go along to get along type person. You know, I think what a lot of y'all want me to do is to sing kumbaya and pretend like just to be on y'all side to uh and when I say y'all I don't mean everybody. I mean the people who like come in my comment sections and try to convict me because I hold conversations about certain people, you know. Um, when Kanye West did everything that he did, he made sense to me. and I lost community members because I didn't I didn't, give what y'all wanted me to give. I didn't, because I know that mental health is real. As a person who has been diagnosed in this reality, and what we understand about a diagnosis in this reality is that it's easy to be misdiagnosed in a reality that is for halflings. Any diagnosis you get in a world for halflings, because this reality is for halflings. The binary is halfling. That's what it is. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, you ain't got to admit it to me, but please admit it to yourself eventually. The binary is a halfling system. Man or woman, woman or man. Yet it takes both of them to create you. And so when you subscribe and call yourself I'm I'm a woman, in the sense of not acknowledging that woman and man is literally an acknowledgement of the masculine and feminine energy. If anything, a man is a halfling, but somehow the man is God in this reality. And it used to mean manifestation. But I know that I ain't gonna never make sense in a halfling. Like, I'm not gonna never make sense to halflings. And I've accepted that it's my burden. I'm cool with that. I know that I'm always gonna look like I'm talking over a halfling head, because y'all don't understand how I see things. First, you can't. thi- And I want to be really, really thoughtful when I say this. I want to be really, really considerate. First of all, again, I do have biases. I do. But I want to say this. Y'all are, like, so many of y'all are such followers. Like, y'all just follow trends. Like, it don't even be your own feelings. Like, a lot of you don't even be having your own thoughts. You go with what's popular and you ride with that. Y'all will sit up here and jump on a bandwagon. Y'all will jump on a hate train. So many of you will jump on a hate train, and because you're afraid to say what your honest opinion is, and then you try to come for people who have the courage to actually say, no, I think differently. Like, somebody wrote in my comment section yesterday that the house is on fire and you're tending to the lawn. Now, mind you, for 15 years, like, if you go back to the beginning of when I started doing videos, I've always been a conscious force on this internet. I have talked about the government. I've talked about politics ad nauseum. I'm disgusted with it. That's why I don't talk about it anymore. Cause y'all still gonna run out there and take whatever the closest thing massa give you to something decent. Baby, when I didn't participate in the election between Kamala and Donald Trump, that should have told y'all everything. And I was vocal about it. That was me saying the house is burning down. I've been saying this for years. I'm not finna keep telling y'all that. Not finna keep sitting on this platform talking about Donald Trump and what's going on. I'm not finna keep doing that. Talking about that. I know that stuff don't even come on my algorithm anymore because I don't entertain it. But you know what does come on my algorithm? You know what I gotta see coming up and down my timeline every day? Chili didn't come down my timeline. That's when y'all say, "Oh, you'll talk about T.S. Madison, but you have a different." Chili didn't come on my FYP until y'all brought it on there. I talk about the things that come on my that come on my algorithm. And Chili has never come on my algorithm for being problematic, for saying negative things about trans people, for being transphobic. Chili has never come on my FY feed for saying, oh, they shouldn't be in the women's bathroom. Like Chili's never come on my FYP. She's never come up on my grid for being problematic. She okay, she cooning in like everybody else. She's an elitist like everybody else. But she don't come on my FYP. I talk about the things that make it through my force field, that make it into my realm. And what I'm realizing about my algorithm is my algorithm is intentionally trying to trigger me because the people that I intentionally follow are not coming up on my FYP. They're not coming up on my algorithm. I be trying to follow numbers. Like I be trying to follow things that are out of the realm of what I've traditionally followed. And I realize that because sometimes I talk about certain things that the AI is listening and they're saying, "Oh, this get them going. This is how we could get a reaction out of them. Let's put this on their FYP." And then here comes, here she come on my FYP. Here she come on my FYP. Here y'all go. Not playing the whole tape. And that's the part that gets my goat. Like it's like y'all are not listening to me. I'm not nowhere did I not say Chili was wrong. Wasn't wrong. I said play the whole tape. Also, and I'm not going to talk around her because this is not me being mean. This is me not allowing myself to be silenced by y'all. This is not me. This is me not allowing myself to be silenced because I'm not moving like a fan. Like again, I'm gonna say this again in this video. When y'all was talking about her and her security guard husband, T.S. Madison, I said I defended her. I didn't do a negative video about her. When Angela Stanton was dragging her, I defended her. When that stuff came about with her and Nene Leaks, I defended her. But y'all don't never talk about when I say positive things about her because she done got into y'all head and she got y'all supporting her because she have the strongest fan base. And so y'all are not balanced in y'all perception of how I talk about her. The reason why I give more critique to her than anyone else is because, first of all, she's had the audacity to not be like every other celebrity and keep her and just who am I? Why are you entertaining me? Why are you responding to me? You actually fixed your mouth to not only threaten me, talking about if I came to one of your events, what you was gonna do. You was gonna have Butch Queens to beat me up. You had people calling my phone. You talked about my teeth. You said transphobic things about me. You talked up under my clothes. Like I was keeping it cute in my critique, but you had the audacity to sit on your live on multiple occasions and drag me. So of course I'm going to, if I was critiquing her thoughtfully and it was once every blue moon, now it's gonna be every time I feel the spirit. With good reason. You know how many celebrities I done got on here? I done talked about Laverne Cox I don't know how many times. I done talked about Angelica Ross. I done talked about Diamond Styles. I done talked about Brianna Jenkins. Ain't now one of them ever fixed that. I done talked about Hope Giselle multiple times. T.S. Madison got more celebrity than all of them girls, and that's the one who responded to my platform with 3 or 4,000 people. Like I was sitting on here really, really, really dragging her. The fact of the matter is the truth hurts. And so you ain't gonna tell me how long I can make videos when my timeline or when my window is for discussing her, or when my window or when my timeline is for critique. I'm not finna sit here and tiptoe around because she's the favorite right now. Because we know how y'all is. Y'all root and rah rah until the FBI intervene. Cause y'all was rooting and rah-rahing for R. Kelly and y'all was rooting and rah-rahing for P. Diddy until the FBI got involved. We're gonna see how loyal y'all is then. We're gonna see how loyal y'all is when the FBI get involved. We're gonna see if you got when things start coming out that we didn't know about. When they start when certain people, when your favorites is no longer, when they done pissed off somebody, when they done pissed off the wrong person, like P Diddy pissed off the wrong people, like R Kelly pissed off the wrong person. We gonna see how loyal y'all is when they done pissed off the wrong person, and all of the things that they've been doing behind the scene that they done paid to cover up come out. All of the people that they done paid off and all of the NDAs done wore off. We gonna see how loyal y'all is then. Cause some of y'all loyal to the lie, but when the truth is staring you in the face, you quiet then. Some of us don't have to wait until the truth is exposed. We have discernment. We have discernment. And so if that makes me the villain because I'm not afraid to play the whole tape, then that's what it is. But nobody is sitting around here um unprovoked dragging this lady. Like, even after she said everything that she said about me, even after this lady said, um if you ever come to one of my events, I'm gonna have you drugged and beat and stoned. Even after this lady talked about my mental stability, even after this lady said all those, talked up under my clothes, talked about my vagina, talked about my spiritual practice, this lady drugged me from the rooter to the tutor. I still have had positive things to say about this lady. I still have come to this lady's defense when turfs were dragging her. So miss me with the bullshit. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this without concern or without care or without fear. What the part of the tape that we not playing, and I'm not gonna say again, I'm not saying that the DL Whisperer did not deserve everything that he got. I'm not. There's that's not coming out of my mouth. But what I am gonna say is, I bet you that everything that was done to him, we don't know about, because I wasn't saying the type of things that he was saying to her, like the type of things that he was saying about her and the type of things that he was saying about Dominique. Like, I wasn't giving it up like that. And I still had the Maddie Mob calling my phone threatening me. I still was receiving threats. So imagine what type of threats he was probably receiving, and you checking on the TV. Imagine the type of threats he was probably receiving, and the people that was showing up at his job, and the people that was calling his job. And I'm not saying that he did not deserve that. What I'm saying is all of the facts are not being presented. Yeah, he started it, and yeah, he was a kitten that jumped in the ring with a lion. But I don't think that we're getting all the facts. I don't think that. Can you shut this door right here and bring me a cup of tea, please? Yeah, I don't think that we were getting all the facts. I don't think that we were getting all the facts. I don't think that everything was like how it happened. I think we got the version that we were supposed to get. But I don't think that everything that happened, I think that some of the stuff that he was doing was a response. Yes, he did open the door. Yes, he did initiate it. Yes, he was played like a puppet by some cis turf women. Yes, all of that is true. Two things can be true at the same time. But I do think that there was some goading. I do believe that once he opened the door and once he slipped up and said some things, it was like we got one, and we finna make an example of this one. We got one. We got a sucker. He gonna do it to himself, and we're gonna make an example of him. And that's exactly what happened. And now he's in jail, getting all the deal whisperers, whispering to every deal he could possibly imagine. Now he's in jail, and he was set up by black women. He was trying to shuck and jive and coon for black women, and black women used him up. Black women, cis turf black women put him on the hook. They used him up. He was a sacrifice. He was just another punk to them. That turfs, I'm being specific. I'm talking about turf black cis women. They used him up. They said, "Oh, we got one. We got a weapon to use against these tranny punks. We're gonna use a one punk against a punk," and that's what they did. And then the girls said, "We got one. We got a sucker we could make an example out of." And she probably had her little henchmen behind the scenes, aggravating him, making him nervous, making him scared, so he could get online and act out more. Cause if you look at all sides, see that's what y'all don't do. See, I look at things like a judge looks at things. I'm not just gonna listen to the plaintiff. I'ma also listen to the defendant. I'ma hear from the plaintiff and the defendant, and then I'ma make my assessment based on what I hear from both sides. I'm not just going to say, oh, "Okay, I'm trans, I'm black, I'm only listening to the one that's trans and black. I don't even hear what the other one's saying." I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to listen to everybody that's talking, and I'm going to come to my conclusion based off what I've heard from every side. And then I'm going to factor in the things that I didn't hear and the things that I didn't see and the things that could have potentially happened. That is how I disseminate information. That's how I process information. Okay, what about what's missing? I need the gaps to be filled in for me. That's very much my energy. So I think that he started it. I think that he initiated it. I think that he was used, but I also think that behind the scenes, once he bit, once he took the bait, once he got on the hook, there were things that were going on behind the scenes that were baiting him even more to come out. It's like when you go catfishing and you trying to get a catfish to come out a mud hole. That was very much the tea. They got one. He nibbled. He entertained it. The sisters, they was using him as a sacrifice. And then when the girls saw that they had him,
Oh, yeah, cut.
And then when the girl saw that they had him, the girl said, "Finish him." So this picture that's being painted, that he was just online dragging her and threatening her life, and she was just innocent, and there was nothing going. For me, I know once you offend her, once you say something disrespectful to her, and you get on the radar of some people in the Maddie mob, people gonna be calling you. Now I don't have no traditional job. But child, I'm sure that my credit report has been checked. I'm sure that normally when I am working a 9 to 5 or a job in that regard, I don't really do controversial videos because I'm on the plantation. Like this whole thing is a plantation. But when I'm clocking in and clocking out, I try not to create. I try not to do controversial topics because I don't want it to fall back on my job. But it wouldn't be a surprise to me, at her level of access now, if people were calling his job, if he was being threatened to be fired. And again, because this will go over y'all head, no one is saying that this is not the can of worms that he opened up. But we do want to also consider the fact that this was a 28-year-old queer, extremely queer. I think he wanted to be trans, honestly. I think he just didn't transition because he was 6'4", and I think he really, really wanted to be a girl. I think there are gay males that want to be girls, and they just don't feel confident enough in transitioning. They don't feel like they would be accepted in transitioning, and so they turn into a bizarro. But I that lady was sitting in front of the camera with a full mug on, was wearing like lace see-through tops, and was wearing like do-rags. Like that lady, for all intents and purposes, looked like a non-op trans person. That lady looked like a prison. That lady looked like the prison version of a femme queen. That lady looked like a non-op prison punk, a prison trans, like a prison trans woman, like, and probably is a prison trans woman now. But yeah, and that may actually give them the confidence to actually go ahead and transition. But it just, and it makes sense why a lot of women say, both of them are men, because when T.S. Madison first came on the scene and when she first started talking, like a lot of her rhetoric was rooted in, um, like she said things like my dick is my connection to God, and the big dick bitch. Like she praised her dick, just as much as she praised the Father God, and so that's confusing to cis people, to talk so much about your dick when in a binary society that's literally associated with manhood. Like that's what men do. Men brag on their dick. Men talk about their dick. You don't really get a lot of women who brag on, like, you. That's not a conversation that's traditionally, if we're being honest with ourselves, that's not a conversation that's traditionally had from a woman, being cocky, talking about my dick and I'm the big dick, da 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 da. And in years of late, T.S. Madison has moved away from that kind of talk. But that was literally how this lady was talking in her 30s. Not her early 30s, her late 30s. And so, in a binary halfling reality, they saw T.S. Madison no different than they saw the DL Whisperer. And you have to take accountability for how you played a part in people's perception of you. Like you literally became popular by shaking your dick online. And then not even it ain't been like it's been a long time, but it really haven't been that long. Like it ain't been 20 years yet. It ain't been 20 years. It's done been a minute, but it ain't been 20 years. So it's still in people's minds. And the conversation of, you know, the conversations that are confusing the halflings, uh, uh, yeah, cause my dick and da 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 da, my dick and da 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 da, like that conversation is still that's how people were introduced to you. That's how people know you. That was people's first impression of you. And people's first impression of you are typically the most lasting impression. People remember how they met you. Like that's typically what people remember most about you. That's why for me, I know that there are people out there with a unfavorable an unfavorable perception of me because child people have met me. Thank you so much. You put honey in it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people have met me in so many different phases of my life. People have met me in my addiction. People met me, and I don't like to say addiction because I don't see my usage like that. But people have met me while I was smoking crack. People have met me while I was abusing cocaine. People have met me while I was doing sex work. Like people have met me in some unflattering moments in my life, and I have been a version of myself that I am not proud of. So I know that, and people who have met me and met me in that light, that's how people see me. Till I die, till I leave this earth, and after that, to them I will be a crackhead. To them, I will be a prostitute. I will be a whore. They will, that is how some people are always going to see me, and I'm okay with that because I did that. I smoked that crack. I turned those tricks. I did that sex work. That is where I was when they met me. And so I have to deal with the fact that there are some people who are always going to see me as a crackhead. There are some people who are always going to see me as a prostitute. There are some people who are always going to see me as that punk or that faggot. That's just the reality. Some people met me when I was flaming and flamboyant. They're going to see me as that punk, that sissy. Some people met me as Antoine. I'm always going to be Antoine to them. And so you come on the internet and you introduce us with your penis and you brag about it and you constantly talk about it and you beat your chest and you give a rider like you about that life and like you really, really like waving guns and talking about how you about that life and talking about you know like with the rah rah with the rah rah and talking about your penis. You have presented yourself as a man. You in this reality, you presented yourself as a man. That is people's first impression of you. As a man with a female body, as a man with a woman's body. Because that is how you introduced yourself. That's the language that you were using to introduce yourself. And a lot of people don't want to be honest about for how first impressions follow you. Yeah, I get it. Y'all want to let her grow. Y'all want to let her evolve. So did I. But the politics don't line up. Like for example, when I was watching a video of her the other day, She was on CNN, and I wasn't gonna speak on this, but since y'all want to come in my comment section and compare Chili to her, she was on a live video. She was on CNN. Now, mind you, they was talking about the opening of the house for the trans people. Nobody's in the house. Like there was no pictures of nobody in the house. Nobody gonna say nothing about that. The house opened a year ago. We saw one person that was potentially going to the house. They're not in the house. This is our own community that they're getting money for, but nobody's in the house. We gonna overlook that because what Chili doing over here? What Chili doing? Like, I think if more people worried about what was going on in their direct communities versus trying to police what's going on there, because you can't speak on somebody else's community until you got your community together first. See, that's the problem with a lot of us. And y'all don't really want to fix anything. Because how can you critique another community or speak on what's going on with black biological women, black cis women, whatever language you want to use to describe them? But how can you speak on what's going on with them when you ain't talking about, when you ain't better organizing your own community, who you're centering, who you're putting at the head of the conversation? When you haven't even got that together, how you can go over here and say, oh, this is what y'all need to work on, this is what y'all doing, but we ain't even got it together over here. The fact that that doesn't make sense to y'all is wild. And so what y'all will do in our community is a person can say the most obtuse, irrational, illogical stuff as long as they got on a sickening lace front, long as they teeth look good, long as they makeup is good, long as they dress nice, long as they look like they got money, long as it's a cute presentation, like in a pageant, y'all really legit don't care what's coming out of people's mouths. Y'all be so caught up in the actual glamour of the presentation, y'all are not connecting clues and connecting inconsistencies. Y'all are not doing any of that. It's all about presentation. And that's another reason why it's so easy for you to attack me, because I don't care what y'all think of my teeth. I don't care when I feel like putting on a lace front, or when I feel like putting on, that's when I do it. I don't do it for y'all. I do it for me. My daughter doing an install on me this weekend. I'm wearing it because I want to. Got nothing to do with y'all. I feel like wearing a piece. But I'm not doing it to impress anybody on social media. I feel like I've been running around with my little kinky love yourself, my little C4 hair pattern. I've been giving y'all my little scrabblings on the top of my head for months now. So now I'm feeling like expressing myself with an install. And I'll do that for maybe a week or two, and then go back to this. But on the video, this lady literally legit said, um, the law is working. She said the law is working. And I was gagging at she said, because the law still works. Because it benefits her, a millionaire. Like, I would love to sit her down on a panel and ask her, do you think the law would have worked for you if you didn't have the access and the resources that you have? And then I would have loved to follow up that question and say, do you think that the people who have, do you think that people should seek to have what you have so that the law will work for them? Like, I would love to grill her and ask her questions, because I feel like y'all just jump on the bandwagon, not realizing everything that it takes if you choose to subscribe to her model and make that the standard. because it's unrealistic. Every girl is not going to be a millionaire. Again, we are 1% already. All of us are not going into the 1%. So what happens to the rest of us who can't live through our live up to her model, her version? The rest of us who don't want to brag about, everything that we have, and I mean, she works hard for it. If she want to brag, that's fine. Brag, baby. Mama work hard. This lady work hard. That lady work hard. I be seeing the stress in her face because I can see. Bitch, I be seeing some videos she be looking tired and stressed out. I can see it, and that's not hating. That's a fact. If y'all look past the makeup and y'all look past the lace fronts, if you really, really just look at her, she be looking tired sometimes. She don't be looking well rested. But we not gonna have that conversation though, right? Cause mama got a coin. Cause mama hair look lovely. Cause mama makeup be beat. Cause mama be together. But mama be looking tired. Mama be looking worn. Heavy as the head. To whom much is given, much is required. So when I speak, when I speak on the fact that making that your model or making that your example, that's stressful. And that does not, that's like, that's like giving yourself, that's like going, you ain't gotta, I'm trying to say this and not sound ugly, but I think it's just kind of hard to avoid. That's like walking up to the slave catcher and saying, I go, long as you got a nice room for me and some nice clothes. I'm gonna make good money. That's like literally walking up to the slave catcher and saying, pick me. That's what you are signing up for. And y'all don't want to say that because it looks nice. The gingerbread house looked it nice too. This is not me hating. This is me playing the whole tape. Like if that's what you want, let's be honest about what it is though. Then y'all want to compare what she's doing. Y'all trying to make it like it's a difference, but there's nowhere in the world that T.S. Madison is a millionaire in this economy and nothing that she's touching, no monies that's coming in or through her are not affiliated with Trump. No monies that she has access to or that she's being supported by is not Trump affiliated. No, there's no way possible in this day and age that every dime that's coming through her, that's coming in through her, there's no way that none of that is not affiliated with the Republican Party and Trump. There's no way. You're not gonna make me believe it. And so just because she's not boldly saying it, just because y'all can't point to it exactly, you can't give a clear-cut example, that makes it different. But there's nowhere in the world anybody in this economy right now who is a millionaire is not is not in some way propping up the things that support Trump's administration. There's no way that someone who is an extreme capitalist is not in some way propping up the institutions and propping up the organizations that support Trump, that support MAGA, because that's what MAGA is about. white supremacy, patriarchy. You are not thriving in this society if you are not propping up white supremacy and patriarchy. You are not gonna be a millionaire if your politics don't prop up patriarchy. That's just the point blank period. Name for me, come in my comment section up under this video and name someone who is a millionaire whose politics do in no way support or affirm white supremacy and patriarchy. Name somebody who is a millionaire. Name somebody who's living in a mansion, who's a millionaire, whose politics do not support white supremacy or patriarchy. And I'm going to show you a motherfucking lie. And so just because y'all can target Chili, Chili is a symptom of a problem, a scapegoat, and a distraction. I don't know enough about Chili. Chili is not always on my FYP. Chili is not a part of the trans community. And it's just like that black dude said when he was talking about black people joining ICE. I have the same energy when it comes to the trans community. I legit honestly don't know what the fuck is going on over there. But I'm talking about what's going on over here under this trans thing. I gotta share that label with her. I gotta share the trans label with her. That's the boat that they're gonna put me in. They're gonna put me in the boat with them trans people. So when I speak, I'm going to speak on that before I speak on anything. What I look like, always talking about what's going on with cis people and what's going on with white people when I can't even confront what's going on in my own damn community. Make that make sense. And again, I have done a shuck and jive. I have done a hop, shuffle, step. I have done a coon. And when I do, when I have to do it, most times it is for my survival. And I'm gonna give you an example. Right now, I'm working on a play. I'm working on a radio play. And I know that the person who is probably sending me my checks is probably a white woman. I was sending the sweetest, most pleasant emails because I need help. That's not the time to be a Sada. I have bills I have to pay. I have things I need done. So I'm sending polite, sweet emails, thoughtful emails because I need like sometimes when I'm on the phone with people, I don't believe in that yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. I don't believe in that shit. But sometimes when I'm on the phone with people, when I'm trying to get an extension on my bill or when I'm trying to get things done, I'll be like, yes ma'am, yes sir, yes ma'am, yes sir. Because I don't want my service to get cut off. I'm not doing it and it doesn't make it better. It doesn't excuse it. Cooning is cooning. But I'm not cooning so that I can have the power to oppress other people. I'm not cooning so that I can have so much wealth and access and resources that I could be able to lord it over other people. There is a difference, and the difference needs to be acknowledged. I'm cooning for my survival and to be able to make sure that things continue to run copacetically around here. I'm not cooning for a position to be able to impose my harm upon others, my trauma, my unhealed trauma on others. They are not the same. And so when y'all say, "Oh, you act like you don't like capitalism," I don't like capitalism, but I accept that it is a real thing. I understand that you have to make money, you have to go to market, you have to work. That is not lost on me. You have to get resources, you have to do what you have to do to get them. But there's a difference between getting what you need and going out there and just hogging resources and hogging things so that you could throw it in other people's face. It's not the same thing. Like some of us are just trying to make it. Some of us are just we're not trying to dominate in a patriarchal white supremacist society. I want to be able to sleep at night. So that it's not the same thing. And yes, I do support capitalism. You cannot live in a capitalist society and not support capitalism. If I didn't support capitalism, I would have to go and pitch me a tent and live in the woods and kill my food and poo and pee under trees. And don't get me wrong, I'm not above that either. But there are people in society that I love and I would legitimately miss. And I've matured enough to know that as the truth. I know that there are people in society that I will legitimately miss. There are communities that I will legitimately miss. There are people that I care about in this matrix in society that I will legitimately miss. I realized that when I went to South Africa and I was there for the 9 months. Because I went to South Africa to disappear with every intentions on, trying to get legal citizenship and stay there. What is this? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the point of all that. Like I want to be clear as we're moving into the new year, cause y'all are going to see some y'all are gonna see my biases more, and they're rooted in the fact that I am not gonna sit up here and speak about what's gonna be, cause in the words of Uncle Clifford from P Valley, crackers gonna always have money. They always gonna do like when they was talking about what she helped them do with that river. Crackers gonna always have money, and they always gonna do what they gonna do. Like I'm not finna sit up here and talk about something that I have no control over. I have no control over what Trump is doing. I have no control over that. I am not finna sit up here. You damn right. I'm tending if you see it as the house on fire and I'm tending to the lawn, bitch, it's not my fucking house. That's not my house. That's the White House. Bitch, I don't live in that house. And that house is gonna be on fire whether or not I do anything about it. That house was always gonna burn. It's the crazy part is y'all running up, y'all still trying to be in the house. Y'all still trying to put water on the fire when the ancestors set that fire. It's not going out. It's not going out. It's been on fire. Donald Martin Luther King said, I have integrated my people into a burning house. Their house has been on fire for for decades. I'm not wasting my water. But what I am gonna do is talk about what's going on in my microcosm, in my that is directly impacting me. I have to maneuver in spaces with people who have adopted this woman's philosophies and ideologies, that impacts me directly. So yes, you are going to hear me speak on that because it affects me. I have to share space. I don't typically share space with people who have an opinion about Trump. But I do, she's the Trump of our community. Oh, 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 oh. You ain't like that, huh? But I said it though. That's my Trump. That's the Trump in my community. I was in front of a club defending one of my girlfriends, and she knew about it, and she came in the comment section and said I would have helped if I would have said something if she didn't always have my name in her mouth. We create our own realities. Trump administration have not affected me directly, but let me tell you what has affected me directly. Her, I've had people calling my phone making threats. I've had people in my comment sections saying things to me. I've had people questioning my mental stability and saying transphobic things about me as a result of her, not Trump. I don't maneuver in y'all be up on that plantation working around them people and y'all have to deal with that type of racism. But baby, let me tell you something. The only white people that I have in my life, thankfully, that I see on a regular basis are white people who genuinely love me. The only Caucasians that I engage with on a day-to-day basis when I engage are Caucasians who love me. I saw one Caucasian person yesterday, and that was my son. I talked to one Caucasian person last week, and that was my son. Anadia, how many days we see white people?
Barely.
How often do we see white people?
Rarely. Rarely.
So why am I going to talk about something that's not impacting me directly? What is impacting me though is black people cooning. That's what's impacting me. And that's why I focus on it. Because they're cooning and they're greed. Because then society keeps trying to change to accommodate the coons. The ones that do have the power, the white people that are in power, they want to make space for just the coons. And that makes it harder for those of us who don't want to have to do all that.
Head into the line.
Yeah, what happened with the white folks? Like I said, we live in the night ward in New Orleans. And then when I'm in New York, I'm in Little Jamaica. I don't be around no white people. When I'm gonna sit up and talk about racism for, I know that it's real, but it's not affecting, like, I'm not experiencing racism on a day to day basis from white people. What I do experience is cooning for white people. When I was on the airplane, I think that my flight attendant might have been racist. She was a blonde, and it was the way she was talking to me. It felt rude. But you know what? I didn't get upset with her. I really honestly didn't pay no attention because, bitch, I'm not going to see you again. And if you make it clear that that's what you're doing, I would have gathered her. Let's be clear. But you know, in the space that I'm in the peace that I have, I was able to say, "Girl, I guess you having a rough day and you're hating your job. You are a pretty attractive white woman, so I could imagine how these men treat you like a piece of meat. I could imagine how you're objectified in order to get to where you are. You got to run around here looking like a Barbie. I could imagine that get exhausted. So you probably felt like, let me go ahead and give it to this short, because baby, you know I live in my truth, honey. I'm not wearing no lace fronts and no lashes. I'm not trying to perform whiteness for you. So I know that my confidence in myself offends you, that I'm not jumping through all the hula hoops that you're jumping through. I'm resting in who I am comfortably. I'm sure that offends you. I'm sure that bothers you. But bitch, I don't have to deal with you every day. I don't have to see you every day. Tomorrow, guess what I'm going to wake up to? Another melanated person. When I walk to the store, guess what I'm going to see in the grocery store in my neighborhood? Another melanated person. When I get ready to go back to bed at night, guess who I'm gonna look at before I get ready to go to sleep? Another melanated person. And then when I do decide to entertain anything that's not melanated, it's people who honor me and love me. I've been very intentional about creating space like that. The one Caucasian person in my life calls me mother and has the utmost respect for me. I'm very intentional about I'm not shucking and jiving and cooning and tap dancing to get no resources from white people. That's where I'm different. That's where I'm different. That's how I'm built different. That's why you don't see me getting on here talking about, oh, Trump this and oh, Trump that. That's not impacting me directly. I talked about that stuff. I was on that hamster wheel with y'all for years. I can't change that. I can't change me getting on here screaming and hollering and making myself more of a target than I already am for some shit that I'm not even living through. I live in a melanated world around melanated people. When I get up and go about my day-to-day life, I don't see white people. Only time I gotta deal with white people is when I'm in the airport, when I'm on the train. But when I'm in my neighborhoods and my communities, I don't see white people. You handled that with grace, but powerful. Thank you. COVID, mass policy, clientele, and folks thinking they could lay hands on us shifted the matrix. People started their day on the defense and never bounced back. And that's literally the energy. Like when I was on the train, when I was on the plane the other day, like the stewards, like one of them was like a little Latino man and the other one, and they know who to pick with, because even like the little Latino man, like, you know, and you could tell he's really, really trying to get his way into colonization, and he's trying to be seen and respected, and he was uptight, and he gonna tell me to let my window, pull my window up. Right in front of me is a white man with his window with his window down. Like literally, you didn't make him pull his window up, this older white man who's sitting right in front of me. And again, I paid it does. Why? Because I don't have to deal with all these people. I ain't got to deal with all these motherfuckers on this plane. You do. I'm on this bitch to fly where I'm going, and then the likelihood of me seeing you again, the likelihood of me ever seeing you again, I actually kind of feel sorry for you, Fat. So I processed that in my mind, and I was like, do you want to be that petty? Cause like I was telling them yesterday, I said I realize peace is a luxury in this climate. Peace is a luxury, and I don't have to bust my ass for peace. I don't have to work 10 and 12 hours for peace. I wake up each day and I do what I want to do, pretty much on a fixed income. And that's nothing but the grace of my ancestors and the God Goddess. I wake up stress free. The stress that I have is the stress that I create by living in a lack and limit mindset that this reality tries to get you sucked into. And that's by what you consume. That's what you feed your brain, making you think I need this, I need that. That is how the hood becomes the ghetto. And people in the hood ain't got all the resources, ain't got the money. But guess what? They not stressing. Bitch, they literally say, I ain't stressing today. They chilling. Bitch, they creating, got imaginations, happy, not even realizing that, oh, bitch, we poor. Oh, bitch, we broke. No, bitch, if nobody told you, you wouldn't even know. You was fine. I lived in a village in South Africa for 9 months. Children was over there making toys out of milk cartons and bottle caps, and was living their best life, singing, dancing, happy. And I always remember that memory because that's the type of joy I want. I want to be able to make something out of nothing and sing and dance about that and always have that type of peace and joy. Have the type of peace and joy where I can make something out of nothing and be happy, be sincerely joyful. Power out, because that the power used to go out all the time there for hours. And them children would be outside just running and playing, singing power out, living and sharing a toilet, ain't got their own bathroom. Ain't got a sink, a stove, a refrigerator. Bitch, everything is being shared, girl. Everything is communal. And they outside laughing and singing and dancing. That's the type of peace I want to carry with me. I don't want to be around here stressed out and worried because I gotta pay this tax and this bill and they about to foreclose on this and they about to foreclose. I don't want to be that invested in this shit. I don't want to be that invested in this shit. And y'all not finna shut me up and make me feel like I don't have the right to encourage other people to want to have that kind of peace. That's my right. That's my sovereign right to get on my platform and say what I want to say about this rat race and this hamster wheel and those who uphold it and those who are invested in it. When T.S. Madison decided to become a millionaire, when T.S. Madison decided to be invested in extreme capitalism, she made herself open to critique from people who don't desire that, who are also living the melanated experience. Just like I made myself open to critique because I don't have all those things. People critique my teeth. People critique my hair. People critique the fact that I ain't got no money. People critique my mental health. I'm not upset about it. But y'all seem upset though when I respond. I can handle it. But when I respond, y'all feel away. She sat on her platform for years and lorded her wealth over people and made people feel small and made people feel less than because they didn't have what she have. And then when somebody have the courage to speak up, when somebody has the courage to walk in who they are and say how they feel, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy because I'm speaking up because I'm not following the script and being ashamed of the fact that I'm happy not being super wealthy. I'm happy not having not being extremely invested in capitalism. Like I'm supposed to be ashamed, I guess. I'm supposed to be ashamed. I'm supposed to be quiet because she's better than me because she have money and she have access and white people know her and she got some powerful contacts in her phone. So I'm supposed to be quiet. That's what the T is, right? No. Sovereignty is not based on what you have in your bank account. Autonomy is not based on finance. That's a lie. Autonomy is based on mindset. Sovereignty is based on mindset. If you are a royal, you're gonna be that no matter what conditions you live in. You could take a king and a queen out of a castle, bitch. If they royal, bitch, you could put them in the motherfucking woods, bitch. You could put them in the hood. They still gonna be who they is. You can strip somebody of material things. You can strip them of wealth. You can strip them of access. If a person is sovereign and autonomous, they're going to move that way in no matter what environment. And see, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. Y'all don't understand that. Y'all think that sovereignty is based on what you have, what you possess, who acknowledges you, who supports you, who backs you. Y'all think that that confirms sovereignty, and it does not. There's a lot of fraudulent people in spaces that are not sovereign, that are just high paid slaves, just high priced slaves, masking as royalty when they're not. Because baby, a queen, a king, a queen, a queen is gonna be there wherever you fucking put them. I was in prison. I was in OPP Parish prison for 104 days, and my last month there, I was in a dorm with 80 men looking like biological cunts. Never got raped, never had to suck no dick, never got disrespected. The only person I had to fight with was another trans girl because she was mad because they had her sucking dicks and everything, and I didn't have to do none of that. She was mad because all the stuff they was doing for her, because she was sucking dicks and washing clothes on hand and shit, they was doing that for me just because of how I carry myself. And that's why a lot of people don't like me. And I'm okay with that today. I know why you don't like me. Because I'm a reflection of everything you don't have the guts to be. I'm not finna get out here and do all that tap dancing. Like I said, when I need to, especially when you have loved ones, Bitch, if you think I would do a mouth tap dance for Anadia, just like she would do a mouth tap dance for me. But bitch, it's not finna be too much. Bitch, we both gonna look at each other and say, bitch, you'll be alright. We'll need it that bad. We been making it. Just like empathy. Empathy up in there. Baby, she'll pull a mouth tap dance for us. And we'll pull a mouth tap dance for her. But bitch, we not giving all that. Bitch, you don't need it. Bitch, you'll be alright. Bitch, if I got a cool now or bitch, it wasn't me, bitch. Nuh-uh, bitch, I'm not doing that much shucking. When it go to impacting your self-worth, impacting how you feel about yourself, bitch. I'm sorry, bitch. I don't care how big the bag is, how cute the coins is. Bitch, if I gotta lose a part of me, now, bitch, if it's a mile shuck, bitch, for some resources and for some safety, a little blessing to get us through, then bitch, I do a little hot shovel stuff, bitch. Bitch, I do a little cha cha cha. Jazz hands, bitch. A little 1 2, bitch. A little bitty 1 2 step, girl. A little step ball chain, girl. A little 1 2 cha cha cha, bitch. But girl, ain't nobody doing the motherfucking electric slide for you hoes. Bitch, it's not giving all that. Right. A little bitty bitty bum bum. Yes. A little bitty bitty bum bum. Bitch. I would give a little 1 2, a little 1 2, a little 1 2 see. A little on the ones and twos, bitch. Girl, I tap in and tap out. And that's why I don't really have all that smoke for unproblematic cooning because I feel like everybody is cooning to a certain degree. Even white people, like I don't believe that there's a such thing as white privilege because white people got to work the hardest to maintain this. Like that privilege is white prison. It's a white prison. Cause a baby, when I tell you they be having so much anxiety, they be so frazzled. Like, have you ever like been around them? Like, when you get a chance to like, when you are not always in white culture, when you are actually around black people who are not maneuvering like people impacted by white supremacy, like when you are creating spaces where you get to see black people actually be black people, because they made CP time for us. Because we move at our own time. We move on our own space. When we get there, we get there. That is the origin of our people. We ain't no hurry, hurry, henny penny. The clock is ticking, bitch. That is not our energy. It's very much when I get there. I'm gonna get there when I get there, and bitch is gonna be amazing. Everything is divinely ordered. Everything is flowing as it should. Everything is going just exactly how it's supposed to go. So when you are not invested, when you have divested from that culture, and you are moving in your own flow, and you're moving in your own autonomy, and you're allowing things to happen as the universe has intended for them to happen, and you're not trying to force some shit, when you get around white people and you see how frazzled they be and how they be, hurry, hurry, the clock, hurry, 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 the clock. When you get around that energy, I have compassion. I be like, girl, poor ting ting, bitch. It's okay, bitch. Can I give you a hug, bitch? You need a hug, bitch. Fuck. Do you need a hug, bitch? Bitch. Do you need a hug, bitch? Do you need a hug, bitch? Put a primordial being in the projects and they will alchemize and transcend the whole space. Exactly. this life is not what this life is not what was intended, and we are living by the guidelines that were created by man instead of our creator. Hell was never meant to be on earth, but we get through it. Keep your peace, baby. Exactly. Exactly. Hell was never meant to be on earth. I think I'm a pin that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, and this is like, as I turn 50 next year, and I realize, I take accountability for the fact that a lot of things that have happened to me are choices that I have made. But I want people to know that in my accountability, you are not, like, if you're looking for me to be a person that's going to be quiet about things that impact me directly, I'm going to say this as I get ready to wrap this video up. When T.S. Madison chose to be one of the most famous, and her fame is rooted in her trans identity, she would not be famous if she was not trans. Her name is literally T.S. Madison. They literally made her the token person for the trans community. She is a famous trans person. Laverne, and I noticed that every trans person that they make famous is some kind of play on, like Laverne last name is Cox. I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. But like when they decide to center a girl, it's always gonna be some type of gimmick or odyssey that puts them in the position that they get put in. And when T.S. Madison chose to be the representation, because she is the representation in mainstream for black trans women. It is what it is. Nobody really looks at Laverne like representation. And I mean, we love Laverne. I love Laverne, despite all of, like, the reason why I respect Laverne and I don't drag Laverne or talk about. Well, I drag T.S. Madison because the bitch done drug me, but the reason why I don't consistently talk about Laverne is because Laverne has never denied that she act like a white woman. Like if she sit down, if you sit down with her in an interview, she will say she was around a lot of white people. She done been around, like, she's mostly been around white people, and that has influenced how she talk, how she acts. She's never tried to pretend like she not whitewashed, and I can respect her because of that. I respect her for being who she is and not trying to gaslight me and make me think that this is motherfucking chocolate milk when this is a cup of shit water. I can respect that. Where my politics clash with T.S. Madison is T.S. Madison get on here and it's not her. It's not her. It's whoever is writing for her. She got people around her who are telling her what to say. And you could tell that this is not a lot of things that she's organically saying. She have people who tell her what to say. She have a team around her who is telling her how to respond to certain situations and telling her what to say. You could tell she's not genuinely knowledgeable about a lot of the things that she speaks on, because when she's in an interview, she does a lot of stuttering. And like even in her CNN interview, the news anchor was giving her words, was feeding her words. Now, I sometimes stutter or take my time when I'm talking because I'm really trying to be thoughtful about what's coming out of my mouth, because I could be very ratchet. Like, it's not too far from me. Y'all know a couple of years I would be on here, every other word would be a curse word. So sometimes I do give a and because I'm literally trying to figure a word to say that's not gonna be what will come to me the easiest. But a lot of things that she says, it legit be scripted. It legit be somebody around her, probably Hope Giselle. Cause baby, ain't nobody telling Hope what to say. That's one thing I'ma give that lady. She could talk her ass off. I don't know if her actions always align with what be coming out of her mouth. Cause she talk a good game. Oh, Miss Mama is eloquent as baby. Hope is one of the most articulate black trans women on the earth. Baby, can't nobody, in my opinion, that I've seen and met out talk Hope Giselle. That bitch is eloquent as fuck and could mix a curse word in it and everything. That's the grand madame of speech. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that's who was coaching T.S. Madison on what to say and what not to say. Because I just legit don't believe that T.S. Madison don't believe half of the shit she be saying. She don't believe half of the shit she be saying. But she knows that her platform is not going to grow and that she's not going to be able to get what she's trying to get if she don't. That's why a lot of racists and people who have antiquated views about our community and all that, like one of the things that I noticed about her, like aside the fact that she have the white people painted on the walls in her house, like nobody, everybody just gonna overlook that Miss Baby literally took the time to get white people looking angelic painted on the walls when you enter her home. Like her whole front corridor is got white people painted on the walls. But that's not a red flag for anybody though, right? When she when she um when she interviewed that white girl, the white trans woman, um, um, who like, I can't think of her name because you know I don't be that invested. But she interviewed a white trans, and when she was talking to that white trans woman, this is one of the older white trans women, and the white trans woman said that her brother and sister were MAGA and they supported Trump. You could tell by the way that that white trans woman talked and by the way that that white trans woman showed up, if she wasn't trans, she would be MAGA too. The only reason why she's not MAGA is because she can't be MAGA. And look, it really don't stop them because Caitlyn MAGA. So some of them be covert MAGA. They can't publicly say they MAGA, but still all the while it's MAGA in my heart, which I have divested from the political system altogether. I saw an opportunity for ambassadors. I saw an opportunity for ambassadors in the community. And baby, once they started talking about politics, bitch, I was like, oh, not me. Bitch, once they started talking about politics, I was like, oh, not me. Can't do it. I am just in this place of I just want that part right there to just it's gonna fall. And I'm just in this place of trying to prepare us for when it does. That's my work. Like I'm not here to give any more attention to that. I respect the ones that do. Thank you for your service. Thank you for thinking that you could go up in there and you could fix the house from the inside and you could restore that. God bless you. God got us bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. But that is not my lane. That's not my field. I'm over here trying to prepare people for the inevitable. I have no more energy for American politics. The chickens are coming to roost, and y'all could be over there patching the leaks and trying to put out the fire, baby. That's you're gonna be doing that for the rest of your life. So strap in, and you still not gonna be able to stop it. It's inevitable. And so my work is to prepare more well-rounded, thoughtful beings for the inevitable. My work is to plant the seeds and lay the eggs to lay the foundation for the beings who are going to come and visualize and resurrect the practices that can steer us clear of those shenanigans for at least another 1,000 years. But I'm here to lay the foundation for the scratch work that is inevitable. I like I will talk to a politician. I will talk to people within the legal system because I have to navigate this system. But no, like I thought about running for politics before. I thought about being a lawyer before. I've had all those thoughts, and recently, as I get closer to 50, I'm like, girl, the reason why you're struggling is because, girl, you're trying, you're entertaining being something that you're not inherently, ma'am. You're over here trying to be this entity when you're really that entity. No, ma'am. You can't put what they say. You can't put old wine into new wineskins. Bitch, I'm over here trying to pretend to be a bland mashed potato when, bitch, I'm really just this well seasoned. I'm this whole well seasoned substance. This, like I'm not a bland substance. I can't pretend to be that. Like I'm literally no, bitch. I'm this over here. And so like now I've come to terms with that and I've accepted that. And I've stopped lying to myself. I am not invested in this political system. I can give a fuck. Like you really don't want to know my full thoughts because it would scare some of y'all. But what I can say publicly is no. What Usher said, let it burn. Bitch, I'm primordial. Bitch, I'm just gonna change forms. What was the other girl name? Amaya. What happened to her? Oh, she married a stud. She's engaged to a stud. Yeah, is it a trans man though? Why is you giving that? TS is self-serving and is only knowledgeable on a limited amount of topics. Yeah. And I mean, and it's okay to to say that I'm about me. Like that's the part that gets my goat is the grift of community. She care about her people around her, the people that she gotta pay. And I was telling them this yesterday, and I do want to wrap up talking about the event. But I was telling them this yesterday, like community, like in the society that I envision, in the world that I envision, people are not doing things for you because they're being paid to do it. Like people are doing things for you because that's what's in their heart to do. You know how like when people go to church, church became this harmful space because of the people's intentions that were in the space. But churches were able to do so much collectively, and a lot of people are traumatized by church. They are, and I realize that. But I also realize that people who are stepping away from the church, because a lot of us are stepping away from the church, and we're traumatized because we're traumatized by the church. But you don't let go of that. Like if you were brought up in the church like I was brought up in the church. I did not officially step away from the church until I was 37 years old. So church is in me. And so I am not finna sit up here and tell you that I'm not religious and that I don't play into religious politics. But I do try to be mindful of what these politics look like. I do try to be thoughtful as I'm engaging. But there is a community of people who still need a church home, who still need to belong to that type of setup, but they don't want the oppression of based on gender. They don't want oppression based on identity. They don't want to have to pray to a father and not be able to acknowledge a mother. They don't want to have to suppress the chaos within themselves. They want to learn how to navigate their shadow. They want to learn how to work their chaos. They want to understand that they want to be in a space and a place where they're not being judged because they're in a season of using certain substances or they're in a season of sexual proclivities. They don't want to be judged for that. They don't want to go up in there and be condemned. Excuse me, because we do judge, but we don't condemn. Like I'm gonna make a judgment for my safety. I'm gonna say, "Oh baby, you in here shooting up. I can't be up in here. I don't feel safe." So my judgment is to leave. Be safe though. You got some Narcan? I'm not condemning you. I'm not shaming you. So a lot of us, we so traumatized by the church, we don't understand that it's okay to judge because you're judging as a means of safety. Oh, y'all in here smoking crack right now. You know what, baby? That pipe is looking mighty good to me right now. I'm trying not to hit that pipe right now. So my judgment is to leave. Be safe though. You got some Narcan, baby? Y'all good? You safe? You hydrating, you drinking water. All right, love y'all. I see. Take care of yourself. I see you tomorrow. Now you know I can't be around that though, baby, because I'm on a different path, right? I'm in a different season, okay, baby? That's judging. And some people don't want to feel judged. And that's for you to work out your soul salvation. Oh, y'all cooning extra hard up in here. You're tap dancing real hard up in here. And first, I need you to be able to be accountable and say, I need for you to be able to be honest with yourself. Stop trying to gaslight me and make this in. I literally been sitting over here talking about how I'll do a 1-2 shuffle step. I need you to own the fact that you are cooning. I need you to be able to admit that you're cooning because the first step to recovery, the first step to healing is being able to acknowledge what you're doing. And I need for you to be able to say, yes, it was a step ball chain. Yes, it was. I can't be in community with people who can't be honest about what they're indulging in. I can't do that. You're not fixing to tell me that this is this when this is that. And so, if in order for us to be in community together, I need you to be honest about your vices, what you struggle with. Extreme capitalist. I cannot be in the room with you because you are doing things like I can have a moment with you, moment with other people. Like, but we not when you in your bag, for my balance, I'm gonna have to move around. But that don't mean that I don't fuck with you at all. It just means that I can't fuck with you when you in your bag. So that's the type of church that I am creating. That's the type of church that I'm helping to create. That's the type of church that I'm helping to resurrect, where people can be more whole, where people can be more themselves. Some of the people that came up to us, it was so it was so beautiful because the elder trans woman who came and set up and listened to us, she shared so much with us. Like she told us about her husband, who she had been with for 30 something years, and he died from the virus, and how much she loved him. And like I said in the post, she was born on the same day as my husband who passed away. And it was just synchronicity. Born on June the 12th. All of us that were performing, Empathy's a Gemini, I'm a Gemini, Anadia is a Gemini, so it was just all this Gemini energy together. But it was really, 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 really beautiful. And child, she had some liquor in her purse, and she offered us some liquor. I'm in a season of not drinking and not smoking. Empathy, had her little cocktail and had her something to smoke, and she was able to connect with the elder in that way, like, and she was able to, like, it didn't feel like the elder was being condemned. Like she felt like she was in a safe space. Like she was offering cigarettes, and she was offering her and she was sharing her spirits, and and she felt safe, to have her sip and to smoke her cigarette and to enjoy the music. And it was so beautiful when we started singing the song, when we started singing the Purple Print, and we were saying, "Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Father." You could hear she was saying, "Yes, yes." And it looked like she had teared up, like she had, like that had just really, really blessed her spirit. And at one point she was up with her walker dancing. I was like, yes. And then it was so many like women that was passing by, and they heard us talking about wholeness, and it was like, yes, is a month of wholeness, is a new beginning. Like just women was passing by, and it was like, yes, I love purple. Purple is my favorite color. Like we were just getting that type of engagement from black women. Like they was video recording, like, and smiling. The energy was so beautiful. Like children was passing by, and they were looking in awe and reverence. Like it was just such a beautiful experience. And we set up for it to be a place where, we weren't forcing people to engage. You know what I'm saying? And like not necessarily forcing our politics on people, but when you bring in a microphone and a speaker, we just not gonna act like, you know, um, we wasn't loud, because we was. But it was an offering to the vibration. It was an offering to the celestial realm, to the ethers. And we set that vibration out, like, and we started that vibration on the first day of this new cycle from that space, so that it could reverberate into the atmosphere, and people can feel that. Like people can feel, just sense and just feel it. Like, just we set out that vibration, like we put that ripple, like we was like, Nadia was dancing, and me and Empathy was singing, and we just set that ripple loose into the vibration, baby. And so today, when people are feeling just a little bit more whole, and a little bit more grounded, and a little bit more rooted, we could say we played a part in that. Amen, a woman. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. That's what I wanted to share. And I just wanted to be transparent about this whole T.S. Madison thing. That is my Donald Trump. I want to make sure y'all understand that that's my Trump. That's the person that comes up on my algorithm, and their politics, because they are aspiring to be a part of the 1%, an extreme capitalist. Like, it would not surprise me if in a few years she was a Republican. It would not surprise me, and I would not be the teeniest bit surprised. And a lot of you would pretend that you are. Just like y'all pretended like y'all was surprised about Nicki Minaj. I would not be surprised. Y'all would not be surprised. So, that's why I speak on her, because that is what actually affects me. That's what actually impacts me. Um, yeah. Chile, what Chile's doing, Chile supporting Trump again. Y'all don't want to be honest about this, but if you pay taxes, any organization that you support is supporting Trump. So stop playing in my face with people supporting Trump just because they saying it with their chest and doing it directly. If you're in extreme capitalism, you got money going into so many different entities, and all of those different entities are supporting Trump. All of it. Trump is getting a little slice out of all that. So at least Chile doing it intentionally. You doing it, you pretending it's not intentional, but in your pursuit of wealth, you in your pursuit of greed, in your pursuit of more, you're still supporting him. In your greed. Cause ain't nowhere in the world you got $1 million in your banking account and you not supporting Republicans. You not supporting MAGA. Ain't nowhere in the world. Some people just saying it with their chest. That's the only fucking difference. Anyway, that's all I got for this live. Yesterday was a beautiful day. It was amazing. It was a beautiful first day of the year. I got to get up and go and take care of my business, handle my business today. I saw a lot of y'all watch the tribute that we did in the park yesterday. Like that tribute got 800. Last time I checked, it had 860 views. And I posted that video at 2 o'clock last night. And I woke up at 7 something and it had 800 and something views and like three or four thumbs up. And the crazy part is, y'all can't help but watch. You can't help but watch. Cause you see that this train is leaving without you. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. The nation is gonna keep growing. It's gonna keep growing. It's already in motion. The purple train has left the station heading to the purple verse. And it's going with or without you. So you could sit and spectate and think that you're stopping something, but you're not. Because for every one of you that refuse to show up physically, 5 of you are showing up spiritually. That many more ancestors from the divide, the ones y'all try to erase, the ones that y'all have historically tried to silence because they didn't want no parts of any of this. They're all showing up, and they're going to continue to show up and protect this work and guide this work. So you halfling NPCs, you cowards, you could continue to sit this one out. But just know you're stopping nothing. Nothing. Because when we be singing and when we be dancing and when we be moving, we really a lot of times be doing this for the ones that were unalived and for the ones who were systematically erased because they did not want to participate in this matrix. They did not want to participate in it. We really be doing it for them. And they spirits and they energies are with us. So we don't need you to click that like button. It would be nice if some of y'all had more courage and you did it. But hey, we realize most of y'all NPCs. Most of y'all are hollow shells, and your souls never returned. My God is God on today, and that's just the truth. That's why when I be talking, my conversation fly over your head. You don't understand how I could chew gum and walk at the same time. It baffles you. It baffles the mind. Bitch, how are you like you say things like inconsistent. You say things like double standards. You say things like biases. I do have biases. Everyone should. Everyone should. A bias is a preference. Everyone should have preferences. Double standards. There's certain things that are personal to me. I never professed to say that there's certain things weren't personal to me. I'm a person having an experience. Yes, I have biases and I take things personally. And if you don't want to know my thoughts, then don't get too close to me. Like, stop coming on my live thinking that I'm about to tiptoe around my feelings or I'm about to sugarcoat something because it's about your fave. I said this on numerous lives and numerous times. If it impacts me, if I gotta see it on my FYP constantly, I'm not finna cut. I take fast. I cut my phone off. Sometimes I'll cut off my phone for the whole weekend. Won't I, Nadia?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I'll cut my phone off. Some days I don't even look at my phone. But when I pick it up, like people do, if it triggers me, I created this platform to speak on the things that trigger me. If you don't want to see this side of me, then don't follow this platform. We created Laugh for that reason. If you just want the art, if you don't want to hear my opinions, if you don't want to see me as a human being playing the whole tape, if you don't want to hear about my thought process and what offends me and what affects me and how I view the world and how I see the world, subscribe to Laugh. If you want to separate the artist from the art, subscribe to Laugh. Because that's all you getting over there. I ain't talking about none of this stuff. You don't get to see how the sausage is made over there. This channel is for how the sausage is made. This is for my how the sausage is made people. Amen, woman.
Mm-hmm.
This is for my how the sausage is made, honey. Exactly, child. And I'm gonna continue to use this. This platform is my therapy. Because yeah, I have a bias even when it comes to EJ versus Madison. Because EJ was born into wealth. EJ was born into a Shark Tank. Now, people could say we choose our existences before we come here, and EJ chose that. Okay, we can hold space for that too. But EJ is also not trying to pretend like EJ is for the people. So again, I can respect that. EJ is a Cruella de Vil type. When Diana Ross was in Mahogany, The Devil Wears Prada. EJ is that, and EJ has never delineated from that representation. T.S. Madison depicts herself as a villain every Halloween and then get mad when she got villains in her life. And then plays the victim when people come back like that victim syndrome. That's what gets my goat about her. And I've had people tell me that I was playing the victim when I've never seen myself in that light. I've never seen myself like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why are they doing this to me? And I can't believe y'all. I don't get that. And so I think a lot of y'all be projecting. Like literally, even when I contracted HIV, I ain't blame the motherfucker who gave it to me. I literally have a poem saying, "Today I don't blame the man who thought for certain he held my life in his hand. Truth be told, he broke no law. It was my decision to let him enter me raw." And bitch, I wrote that in fucking 2008. And I contracted the virus in 2006. So 2 years after I contracted the virus, I was able to take accountability for contracting the virus. But yet y'all trying to paint me as I have a victim syndrome. Girl, the math is not mathing. I'm just like, no. Like I don't be on here throwing rocks and hide my hand and then wanting everybody to feel sorry for me and wanting everybody to know when I say things, when I make a critique about somebody and they come back and they attack me, when I said the things that I said about her and she came and she got down on me and she ate me the fuck up, talked about my teeth, talked about my spirituality, made threats about me. I literally came back on live with a screenshot of my teeth and did a video where I calmly responded to her. And nowhere in that video did I play the victim. Nowhere in them 2 hours did I, oh, and yes, medicine. No, because I know it comes with standing up. That's like David running up on Goliath and then trying to play the victim because Goliath is a giant. Bitch, you knew what you was up against. So y'all can miss me with that bullshit, okay? Okay, fat? All right. Don't project onto me. Don't project your feelings and your thoughts on me. One thing that Kaneen does not do is play the victim. Now, if I'm dealing with these white folks up on this plantation, and bitch, a bitch is looking at some cuffs, and I'm trying to wiggle my way out of it, a bitch might, I might, I might, I might, you know. But then if I realize that the gig is really up, then bitch, then, and then it's not working, then bitch gotta go in. But I might try it as a strategy. But not with no medicine, not with nobody on this internet. Like I'll let you know, like I'm not saying that I'm not capable of using the victim narrative if I feel like I'm in immediate harm. Who wouldn't? It's a strategy to protect yourself. But but yeah. Okay. Yeah, so go out with a boom. Right. But other than that, child, no. I'm not playing the victim. Like it is what it is. This is I chose this when I chose this reality. But I do know that people are always saying you can't tell people how to hit back. Well, if y'all want to practice that philosophy, if you can't tell people how to hit back, you can't tell other people they can't be offended by your actions. Like you legit can't say, like, say you get on the internet and you read somebody so hard, so you responded to something that somebody did to you, and you respond back so hard, you talking about their children, you talk about, you talk about their grandma, like you hit them so hard that somebody else feel it. And that's a reality. Like, if I'm out and about and I see, this is why I don't want to see ICE. Like, I pray for that. Like, I never want to see ICE. I don't talk about ICE. I don't be on the internet talking about fuck ICE and all that. I did say it at the end of the live, at the end of the concert yesterday in the park. But I don't be on live, getting into all them politics. But I've actually just like been praying constantly not to see ICE, not to see ICE arresting anybody or taking anybody, because I don't know how I would respond to that. And to be honest with you, I don't care to know. So I always pray, like when I'm on a conference or when I'm out of town somewhere, that the ancestors just shield me and put a hedge of protection around me, and that I not have to witness that, and that I not have to see that. I ask for protection in that regard, because you can see something that impacts you. You can see someone get shot. You can see someone get harmed, and it can have lasting effects on you. And so, when someone harm someone and they harm them in such an egregious way that you empathize and you feel it, you can't tell that person how to respond. You can't, that person was impacted by what you did to this person. You can't tell them how to respond. So if y'all feel like you can't tell somebody how to punch back, you also can't tell people who were impacted by how you treated that person that they can't respond. And that's why I try to be thoughtful when I engage with people. I try my hardest not to go below the belt unless I'm provoked. I try not to go below the belt. I try to keep it above the belt. I try to keep it cute until I feel like I've been provoked. Once I feel like I'm being provoked, all gloves are off. Bitch, we out here. Bitch, we outside. Bitch, we outside. Then I'm going below the belt. Now the one thing that I never do, unless I really don't fuck with you, is talk about your mama. Like the farthest I'll go is your mama. Like if I really feel like you playing in my face, your mama, your mammy, I will do that. But like really just getting into reading your mother, dragging your family members, I would never do that. Cause ma'am, if you play with my motherfucking family members, bitch, I'm going to my altar. Fuck talking. Bitch, I'm sending something to your house in spirit form. Keep my motherfucking family members out your shit. Keep my motherfucking family members out your mouth. Bitch, I will dance under the moonlight, bitch. Naked under the moonlight, bitch. That's why I don't talk about people mamas. And that's why I don't talk about people's children. Cause bitch, I know how the fuck I am, bitch. What? Bitch, what? Exactly. Exactly. Bitches left in a tizzy. Exactly. But yeah, that's why that's a bitch. The farthest I'm gonna go is your mammy. But talking about your cheering, talking about your grandma, talking about your mama, bitch, I'm not doing none of that. I leave all that alone. I leave all that alone because I don't want nobody doing that to me. Bitch, keep that smoke for me. Keep it on me. Keep it on me. Talk about me. Cause I'm gonna talk about you. Leave my family out of it. Chosen and biological. Keep their name out your mouth. Period. But anyway, I love y'all. I've been on here for 2 hours. I got to get up and get ready. I want to cook some breakfast before I go to these appointments today. I gotta run some errands and handle some business today. But yeah, I felt like I needed to start into this new year and this new cycle, excuse me. I need to start into this new cycle just being clear, Um I am going to, even in this live, you know, no, it was not the delight. It was not the, oh, and I will sing hallelujah. I will sing praise Madison. I will sing hallelujah Madison. You didn't get that. you're not you're not gonna get that from me. Like that's what you want. You want me to say, I will sing Praise Madison, I will sing. Praise the Madison, oh Lord. That's what y'all really want. That's what y'all want. And you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it from me. Oh, the great grand dame. Oh, this is mother of all the trans women. She is mother of trans. Yeah, that's what y'all want. That's what y'all want. You're not gonna get it. You're like Invoke say, you're never gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. So if you're coming on here, oh Lord, that's that's what they want. That's what they want. That's what they want. You so damn crazy. I said, let me get that old Lord one more time. Bitch, I'm not. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you. That's what they want, honey. That's what they want, and they mad at me because that's the world we live in. Where if the cooning is that serious, I'm sorry, I'm not about to do it. And I know I could be a lot further in this reality if I kept my opinions to myself and I was fake. But that's not how I want to maneuver the world. And I want people when they're around me, when you align yourself with me, when you share a space with me, it's not a secret that you're in on. It's not a secret that you're in on. You're not like I'm sure that T.S. Madison has made it clear that if you fuck with Kaneen, like fuck with Kaneen, fuck with Kaneen, you can't. Me and you can't. I'm not gonna be cool with you. And I need that same loyalty too. Like I don't need you to hate her and be praying for her downfall, but you're not gonna be able to be around me and be secretly wanting to be her bestie. Like you're just not like, and I need for that to be clear. You're not gonna be able to be in my circle and be close with me and secretly fanning her and wanting that to be your fucking bestie because our politics are totally different. So I have to make statements so that people understand that. I have to be clear. I don't want it to be a surprise. I don't want you to get around me because I've kept my politics to myself and I've kept my beliefs to myself. And all of a sudden, me and you in each other's face and we in each other's circle and you fanning out over T.S. Madison and bitch, I'm side eyeing you. Wait a minute. Bitch, is you a op? Are you a plant? What's the tease? So no, I don't. I know that there are girls in my circle who still watch her content, and that's fine. That's entertainment. But when you start fanning out over this girl, when you're fanning out over her, when your life work is to embody what she has embodied and to be what she's become, me and you are not in alignment. Let's be clear. If you aspire to be just like her, we are not in alignment. You are not my tribe. I don't give a fuck if you are black and trans. You are not my tribe. If you aspire to oppress other trans people and to lord your wealth and to lord your access over other trans people, if you aspire to sit up in front of cameras and read off people's credit reports, if you aspire to talk about black people's mental health in spite of everything that we have been through in this country, if you aspire to make light of our PTSD, if you aspire to make transphobic statements about people who've had the sex change and your basis for saying it is because it's true, if you aspire to insult anyone who does not practice the Christian religion and to make a mockery of honoring and venerating your ancestors, you are not my tribe. We are not in alignment and we will never be. We will never be. If your aspirations are to make millions and millions of dollars in a capitalist white supremacist society, you are not my tribe. You are, and I say that with my whole chest. And I'm borrowing a few of my ancestors' chests to make sure that you get it. They're saying it with their chests behind me as we speak. We're not in alignment. You are not my tribe. Depart from me. I never knew you. In that order. Lalem Lalar Nation, purple ones, rise.